so horrible to me that I think a lot of people were determined to help this black man be successful because of what had happened. And to kind of curate all that and have that place that they worked so hard for you to have, so you would have your own space, be just an amalgamation and curate all the bull that is happening in our community seemed insulting.
Right. And we're talking about, man, some of the same people that rallied around him to make sure.
Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see
Easy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something.
Is Shannon Sharpe's empire crumbling under the weight of his own choices? Or is he caught in a sinister Hollywood trap? The NFL legend turned podcast titan is facing a firestorm of lawsuits, leaked texts, and whispers of industry betrayal that could torch everything he's built. From a $50 million legal battle to accusations of selling out to shadowy gatekeepers, Sharpe's name is getting dragged through the filthiest corners of the internet. And trust me, what's unraveling now is just the beginning of a much darker story. Let's dive deep into the chaos and uncover what's really going on with Shannon Sharpe.
The number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Race play, Shannon Sharpe. Race play. I don't even want to talk about this, but the more videos I scroll past talking about Shannon Sharpe and this relationship that he had with this 19-year-old, and it's not just her with the race fetish. He obviously was turned on by these conversations as well, and he only released what she was saying.
First, let's talk about the bombshell that's got everyone buzzing. A $50 million lawsuit from Gabriela Zuniga, a 20-year-old OnlyFans model known as Carly Online. She's accusing Sharpe of some seriously disturbing behavior, manipulation, control, and even physical aggression during their relationship, which kicked off in 2023 when she was just 19 and Sharpe was in his mid-50s.
I know one thing, if you're 54, you have no reason to be talking to a 19-year-old. She's 22 now, Shannon is 56. I'm so glad that audio of Monique went viral yesterday.
Because at that point, she said that they were in a they were in an actual relationship. They were in Vegas together. So when that happened, she had already kind of been, in this thing where he's verbally abusive, allegedly, but she thought that they were together.
According to court filings from April 2025, Gabby claims Sharpe forced himself on her during encounters in Las Vegas in October 2024 and again in January 2025, ignoring her clear boundaries and getting violent when she tried to walk away. The age gap alone, over 30 years, has raised eyebrows, with ex-users calling it predatory and others questioning why a media mogul would get tangled up with someone so young. But Sharpe's team is fighting back hard, leaking explicit text messages that paint a very different picture.
Out there releasing pages and pages of text messages, they're out there releasing audio. It looks to me like both sides are engaged in trying to litigate this in the media before litigating it in a court of law.
Now, this woman is alleging that Shannon Sharpe her multiple times over the course of a 2-year relationship. The relationship that they had was
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
In these texts, Gabby talks about wanting a dog collar around her neck, engaging in race play, and even begging Sharpe to put a big black baby in her. His lawyers, led by Lanny Davis, say these messages prove the relationship was consensual and that Gabby's accusations are a calculated shakedown for a massive payout. They've even pointed fingers at her attorney, Tony Busby, who's made headlines for representing accusers against big names like Diddy and Jay-Z. Busby fired back with 2 chilling audio clips, one where Sharpe allegedly threatens to choke Gabby during a heated argument, and another where he doubles down, saying he'd do it in public.
I'm letting the successful black men out there know that they are coming through you, through your
Yeah, true. Yeah, you got freaky better.
Because this is freaky.
Yeah, we seen it.
Yeah, Michelle told us.
She said it. Yeah.
Michelle told us that he was freaky.
I thought it got to be too messy, and I said it out loud. I think for a while, Club Shay Shay was like Wendy Williams with a weight set. Like,
I know an auntie right now with all ass 49. Got more dimples than a golf ball. You will love it over there.
The internet split. Some fans on X are screaming setup, pointing to the timing of the lawsuit, while others say the texts and audio are too damning to ignore. One post summed it up: Shannon's either getting played or he's got some explaining to do. So why did this drama explode right when Sharpe was on the cusp of a game-changing deal? Something's not adding up, and it's got Hollywood's fingerprints all over it. Now, let's rewind to understand how Sharpe got here. Before this scandal, he was untouchable, a Pro Football Hall of Famer who swapped gridiron glory for media dominance. His podcast, Club Shay Shay, became a cultural juggernaut, pulling in millions with its raw, unfiltered interviews. But not everyone's a fan. Enter DL Hughley, the comedian who's been throwing daggers at Sharpe for years. Hughley's been vocal about Sharpe's cozy ties with Hollywood's elite, accusing him of trading his integrity for clout. In a scathing rant, Hughley called Club Shay Shay a trap that picks apart black men for viral clicks, comparing Sharpe to Wendy Williams with a weight set. That jab cut deep, especially since Hughley's been warning Sharpe to stop chasing industry validation since at least 2023. When the lawsuit hit, Hughley didn't hold back, taking to X to say, "Shannon better be glad he ain't the one being interviewed on his own show." The shade didn't stop there. Hughley's long criticized Club Shay Shay for stirring drama instead of truth, pointing to episodes where guests like Cat Williams spilled tea on everyone from Kevin Hart to Steve Harvey. He even refused to appear on the show himself, calling it too messy and dangerous for encouraging beefs and old dirt. Fans are divided. Some say Hughley's just hating on Sharpe's success, while others think he's onto something about Sharpe's questionable alliances. After all, Sharpe's rise didn't happen in a vacuum. He's been rubbing elbows with some of the industry's biggest power players, and that's where things get murky. Did those connections put Sharpe in the crosshairs of something bigger? Someone else saw this storm coming from a mile away. That someone is Cat Williams, whose 2024 Club Shay Shay interview is still breaking the internet with nearly 90 million views. Williams didn't just come for half of Hollywood, he dropped cryptic warnings about Sharpe's inner circle. "You got a weird loyalty to losers, Shannon," he said, staring straight into the camera. At the time, fans laughed it off as Cat being Cat, but now those words feel like a prophecy. Williams hinted at Sharpe's ties to shady industry figures, the kind who pull strings from the shadows and decide who gets to shine. He even called out Sharpe's dating habits, warning him about surrounding himself with the wrong energy. Williams wasn't subtle, talking about the devil in Hollywood, gatekeepers who demand loyalty in exchange for fame. He singled out Kevin Hart, saying Hart had deals lined up before he even hit the spotlight, implying some stars are puppets for the real shot callers. Ex-users are now revisiting those clips, with one posting, "Cat tried to put Shannon on game, but he didn't listen." To understand Williams' warning, you need his backstory. The comedian's been an industry outsider, famously rejecting big deals to stay independent. He's claimed for years that Hollywood's elite use their power to control narratives, and his Club Shay Shay appearance was a masterclass in exposing that machine. Sharpe, on the other hand, seemed to lean into those connections, bragging about being untouchable thanks to his industry ties. But now, with his empire shaking, it's looking like Williams' words weren't just shade, they were a roadmap to Sharpe's downfall. So what happens when you dance too close to those gatekeepers? The rumors get wilder from here. For years, whispers have swirled about Hollywood's darker side, power players who keep blackmail vaults filled with compromising tapes, recordings, and receipts to keep their stars in check. Names like Diddy keep popping up, with stories of wild parties and secret footage that could end careers overnight. X-posts are buzzing with speculation that Sharpe might be caught in a similar trap. Allegedly, these gatekeepers, executives, producers, and even some artists, help elevate stars like Sharpe but expect unwavering loyalty in return. Step out of line, and the vault gets cracked open. The timing of Gabby's lawsuit is raising red flags. Sharpe was on the verge of signing a $100 million podcast deal after leaving Colin Cowherd's Volume Network in 2023. Club Shay Shay has 4 million subscribers and holds the record for YouTube's most viewed podcast episode, thanks to Williams' interview. So why did this scandal drop just as Sharpe was about to level up? Some fans on X are calling it a hit job, with one user posting, "They waited until Shannon was about to get that bag to pull the rug out." Others point to Diddy's own legal battles, where Busby represented accusers, as a clue that Sharpe might be tangled in a bigger web. Posts on X even claim industry insiders have vaults of explicit material on Sharpe, from freaky recordings to compromising photos. These are just rumors, mind you, but they're gaining traction. Could Sharpe have crossed the wrong people? Or is this just the price of playing Hollywood's game? The next twist makes you wonder who's really calling the shots. Here's where things get downright shady. Before Gabby's lawsuit hit the headlines in April 2025, her team and Sharpe's were deep in talks for a $10 million out-of-court settlement. Court documents show both sides were close to sealing the deal after 6 weeks of mediation, with Sharpe's lawyer, Lanny Davis, confirming the offer was in the tens of millions. But rumors get wilder from here. For years, whispers have swirled about Hollywood's darker side, power players who keep blackmail vaults filled with compromising tapes, recordings, and receipts to keep their stars in check. Names like Diddy keep popping up, with stories of wild parties and secret footage that could end careers overnight. X posts are buzzing with speculation that Sharpe might be caught in a similar trap. Allegedly, these gatekeepers, executives, producers, and even some artists help elevate stars like Sharpe but expect unwavering loyalty in return. Step out of line, and the vault gets cracked open. The timing of Gabby's lawsuit is raising red flags. Sharpe was on the verge of signing a $100 million podcast deal after leaving Colin Cowherd's Volume Network in 2023. Club Shay Shay has 4 million subscribers and holds the record for YouTube's most viewed podcast episode, thanks to Williams' interview. So why did this scandal drop just as Sharpe was about to level up? Some fans on X are calling it a hit job, with one user posting, "They waited until Shannon was about to get that bag to pull the rug out." Others point to Diddy's own legal battles, where Busby represented accusers, as a clue that Sharpe might be tangled in a bigger web. Posts on X even claim industry insiders have vaults of explicit material on Sharpe, from freaky recordings to compromising photos. These are just rumors, mind you, but they're gaining traction. Could Sharpe have crossed the wrong people? Or is this just the price of playing Hollywood's game? The next twist makes you wonder who's really calling the shots. Here's where things get downright shady. Before Gabby's lawsuit hit the headlines in April 2025, her team and Sharpe's were deep in talks for a $10 million out-of-court settlement. Court documents show both sides were close to sealing the deal after 6 weeks of mediation, with Sharpe's lawyer, Lanny Davis, confirming the offer was in the tens of millions. But about to get hit with a legal tsunami. To put this in perspective, Sharpe's been a media darling for years, transitioning from a Baltimore Ravens star to a staple on ESPN's First Take alongside Stephen A. Smith. His podcast empire was peaking, with Club Shay Shay and Nightcap pulling huge numbers. But now, he's gone silent on social media, a stark shift from his usual loud and proud posts. Last week, a rep was spotted leaving a high-end crisis PR firm in LA, hinting Sharpe's bracing for a storm. This isn't new for Hollywood. Stars like Diddy and R. Kelly have faced waves of accusers once the first domino falls. If these rumors are true, Sharpe's empire could take a hit he can't recover from. But is this about justice, or is someone orchestrating a bigger takedown? The next piece of this puzzle makes you question everything. The final twist is the industry's response, or lack thereof. ESPN moved fast, reportedly asking Sharpe to step away from First Take duties in April 2025, with insiders saying they're already eyeing replacements. Sources close to the network told Yahoo Sports there's no guarantee Sharpe returns, especially with the NFL preseason looming in August 2025. Even Stephen A. Smith, who's usually quick to weigh in, has stayed oddly quiet. Smith initially said he was hopeful Sharpe's innocent but later suggested the Club Shay Shay success, especially the Cat Williams interview, made Sharpe a target. "People don't like seeing you rise like that," Smith said on his show, hinting at industry jealousy. Cameron and Mays, on their podcast It Is What It Is, threw out a wild theory. Maybe a pimp or powerful figure pushed Gabby to reject the $10 million deal to maximize the fallout. Cameron said, "You don't offer $10 million unless you're scared of something coming out." Mays added, "This feels like someone wants Shannon's head on a platter." Their comments echo a broader sentiment on X, where users speculate Sharpe's success, especially that $100 million deal, made him a threat to the wrong people. And Monique, while performing on Cat Williams' Heaven on Earth tour in May 2025, even chimed in, claiming she warned Sharpe to stay away from trouble but didn't elaborate. To understand this angle, look at Sharpe's trajectory. After leaving FS1's Undisputed in 2023 amid tensions with Skip Bayless, he built Club Shay Shay into a powerhouse, outpacing competitors with raw, viral content. But that rise came with enemies. Posts on X suggest Sharpe's boasts about being untouchable might have irked the gatekeepers who control Hollywood's spotlight. Now, with his career on the ropes, it's hard to ignore the timing. So, what's the truth? Is Shannon Sharpe a victim of a ruthless industry setup? Or is this karma for playing a dangerous game? The $50 million lawsuit, the damning audio, the explicit texts, it's a mess that's tearing apart his legacy. DL Hughley's shade, Cat Williams' warnings, and rumors of more accusers paint a picture of a man caught in a web he might have spun himself. Those Hollywood gatekeepers, with their alleged blackmail vaults, could be pulling strings to keep Sharpe in check. Or maybe his choices, dating dating a 19-year-old, cozying up to power players, lit the fuse. ESPN's swift move to distance itself and Stephen A.'s silent scream that the industry's turning its back. Even Sharpe's decision to postpone his Nightcap podcast tour with Chad Johnson shows he's feeling the heat. Ex-users are split, with one saying, Shannon's getting railroaded by the same system he praised. Another countered, he knew what he was doing with that young girl. The $10 million settlement that fell apart, the whispers of more lawsuits, and the specter of a sex tape, something's brewing, and it's bigger than one accuser. So, tell me, what do you think? Is Sharpe being hunted by Hollywood's elite, or is this just the consequences catching up? Drop your take in the comments, because this drama's far from over. And if you're still hooked, hit that next video. We're diving deeper into the secrets Hollywood doesn't want you to know.